Friends, today's topic that is going to be discussed is hypertension. So hypertension is a very common ailment. What exactly is hypertension? Hypertension is chronically elevated blood pressure. What exactly chronically means? बड़े लंबे दौर तक, sustained period तक. That is chronically fine. And chronically elevated blood pressure, and there is a range that is to be 140 mmHg and 90 mmHg. This is basically hypertensive. This blood pressure, systolic and diastolic, caters to a hypertensive patient. Hypertension rather causes damage to kidney, it causes damage to the brain, it causes damage to the eye, and thus it has to be treated. There is a medical intervention that is required. Now, why the word for a sustained or for a prolonged period is essential? Because if you see a snake, for instance, and your heart rate shoots up, the sympathetic innervation shoots up, so your heart rate shoots up. So, can you categorize that person to be hypertensive? No. So, it has to be chronically elevated blood pressure. And there is a range that is to be followed. Now, coming for the classification part, the first line diuretics, the first line hypertensive, antihypertensive agents are the diuretics. Fine, diuretics. They are responsible for forced excretion of sodium ions. They are responsible for forced excretion of sodium ions. And where do they act? They act on the ascending loop of Henle, thick ascending loop of Henle. Fine. So these are also referred to as high ceiling diuretics. High ceiling diuretics. Fine. These are referred to as high ceiling diuretics. They are responsible for the forced excretion of sodium ions, and they prevent the reabsorption of sodium ions. Example you can see over this page. I'm not wasting time to write the examples. Diuretics, all the diuretics have a very common side effect, that is hypovolemia. Blood volume को बहुत ज़्यादा कम कर देता है. Blood volume goes down. Fine. Second category of drug that comes into action is thiazides. It comes thiazides. They also are responsible for inhibiting the absorption of sodium ions, but where is the action this time? It is there in DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Examples can be seen here. Fine. And again the side effect is hypovolemia. The specific side effect that caters to this particular class of drug is glucose intolerance. ग्लूकोज की एब्जॉर्प्शन को ये कम कर देती है, तो इट माइट कॉज हाइपरग्लाइसीमिया. एब्जॉर्प्शन कम नहीं कर देती, प्लाज्मा लेवल में ज़्यादा कर देती है. फाइन. नेक्स्ट इज इरेक्टाइल डिसफंक्शन is another side effect that is associated with this, along with hypovolemia. Okay. Another side effect is hypokalemia also. Hypokalemia is another side effect that is caused by both the diuretics. Fine. Hypouricemia is again a side effect, and it is also common to both diuretics, high ceiling diuretics as well as thiazides. Now the last category in diuretics category is spironolactone wala category, that is potassium sparing diuretics. They spare the potassium part. All the diuretics, they are responsible for causing hypokalemia except the potassium sparing diuretics. And example is spironolactone, which is an aldosterone antagonist, and triamterene, with the example caters as amyloid and amlirion. Fine. So these are diuretics. What is the mechanism of action? They reduce the blood volume. The concept that is to be understood is blood pressure. Basically, it depends upon three factors. This is the concept behind it. First is the cardiac output. Next is the blood volume. And next is the diameter of blood vessel. Fine. So they reduce the blood pressure by lowering the blood volume. Fine. Next category of drugs, it is sympatholytics. What are sympatholytics meant to do? Sympatholytics, they produce vasodilation. They produce vasodilation. When vasodilation, there is a reduction in cardiac output, and it also inhibits the production of renin. Fine, I will explain this concept of renin in detail when I deal with drugs intervening with RAS. Also, I will be explaining it in detail. Wait a minute. Now, sympatholytics, there are centrally acting sympatholytics. They are responsible for inhibiting the central discharges. They are further subclassified as drugs acting by inhibiting norepinephrine synthesis. They inhibit norepinephrine formation like methyl dopa. Tyrosine, they form dopa, and then norepinephrine is formed. So when you are administering methyl dopa, it will not be able to produce norepinephrine because they are highly sensitive and specific. Fine. So methyl dopa fails to produce norepinephrine and thus inhibiting the synthesis of norepinephrine. Next category of drug is drugs inhibiting the storage, norepinephrine storage. That is reserpine. Class is reserpine. Then drugs inhibiting the release of norepinephrine by alpha 2 agonist. It is clonidine. Okay. With clonidine, phentolamine is also administered. Phentolamine is also administered because it causes first dose hypotension, which is also referred to as postural hypotension. Postural hypotension. It is also referred to as orthostatic hypotension also. So to prevent that, phentolamine is administered. Now the next category of drug which is to be studied is adrenoreceptor blockers. Now adrenoreceptor blockers are of many types. Adrenoreceptor blockers, it is non-specific adrenoreceptor blockers. That means it may block alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2 and beta 3. Beta 3 is of not much importance. Alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2. So they are responsible for reducing the cardiac contractility by producing vasodilation. Cardiac output and renin release is inhibited. Example is carvedilol. Now specific blockers is prazosin and phentolamine. They specifically block alpha blockers and then they cause vasodilation. Specific beta blockers, that means beta 1 and beta 2 is inhibited and renin release is also inhibited. Example is propranolol and metoprolol. Specific side effect of propranolol is memory impairment. मेमोरी को ये जो है ख़राब कर देती है. ब्रोंकियल आस्मा में कॉन्ट्रा इंडिकेटेड होता है क्योंकि बीटा 2 को भी ब्लॉक कर देता है. तो सांस लेने में वेजोडाइलेशन इज ब्रोंकोडाइलेशन इज नॉट फेलिसिटेटेड. सो द नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी ऑफ ड्रग इज गैंग्लियोनिक ब्लॉकर्स कहते हैं. दैट इज एड्रिनर्जिक ब्लॉकर्स. गैंग्लियोनिक ब्लॉकर्स क्या करते हैं? दे इनहिबिट द रिलीज ऑफ नॉरएपिनेफ्रिन इन न्यूरोएफेक्टर जंक्शन एंड देन दे रिड्यूस द कार्डियक आउटपुट. फाइन. ब्रिटाइलियम कहते हैं इसके एग्जाम्पल जो है, ब्रिटाइलियम है इसका एग्जाम्पल. फाइन. ब्रिटाइलियम है. अब इस कॉन्सेप्ट को थोड़ा और डिटेल में समझने के लिए यू कैन सी दिस पर्टिकुलर डायग्राम. दिस इज द ब्रेन. दिस ब्रेन हियर, this is responsible for producing norepinephrine, which is responsible for producing enhanced blood pressure. So I administer centrally acting drugs which include methyl dopa, reserpine, clonidine. Fine. Then there is ganglionic blockers which functions in the neuromuscular blockers. These are neuromuscular जंक्शन में काम करती है गैंग्लियोनिक ब्लॉकर्स टू रिड्यूस द सिंपैथेटिक डिस्चार्जेस. फाइन. अब नॉरएपिनेफ्रिन जो है, नॉर एड्रेनलिन जो है, ये यहाँ पे पहुँच गई किडनी में. ठीक है. तो किडनी में पहुँची तो क्या हुआ, मैंने अगर डायूरेटिक्स एडमिनिस्टर करा तो सोडियम की एक्सक्रीशन को बढ़ावा देगा. ठीक है. जक्स्टामेडुलरी अपैरेटस जो है, इट इज़ रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ रेनिन. ठीक है. द साइट वेयर रेनिन इज प्रोड्यूस इज juxtamedullary apparatus, where it converts angiotensinogen. This is produced in the lungs. Angiotensinogen. It converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1, and angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin by ACE, that is angiotensin converting enzyme. Angiotensin 2 is a very powerful vasoconstrictor. तो ये vasoconstrict कर देता है तो पेरिफेरल रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ जाता है. तो ये सब प्रोसेस को अगर मैं ब्लॉक कर देती हूँ तो हाइपरटेंशन को मैं बड़े आराम से क्योर कर सकती हूँ. अगर मैं बीटा ब्लॉकर्स देती हूँ हार्ट में तो हाइपरटेंशन प्रॉब्लम इज rectified as they reduce the or inhibit the production of renin, and they increase the कार्डियक कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी को ये कम कर देती है. ठीक है. सेकेंडली, इफ आई ब्लॉक दिस एंजाइम, दैट इज रेनिन एंजाइम, बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ एलिस्केरिन, then further steps are inhibited and no vasoconstriction takes place. Peripheral vascular resistance is not allowed to increase. If I administer ACE inhibitors like captopril, enalapril, lisinopril, then again my target is achieved, that vasoconstriction is inhibited. Now renin जो है, now I am coming to the next category of drugs. Next category of drugs is calcium channel blockers. They prevent the influx of calcium channel and then cardiac contractility को कम कर देती है. Classification you can see it over here. Now comes vasodilators. There are directly acting vasodilators like hydralazine, hydrosorbide. These are the example. Potassium channel openers जो है like nicorandil and minoxidil, these are also administered so as to cause vasodilation. What is the major side effect of minoxidil? Hair growth. Excess hair growth is a major side effect that is associated with minoxidil. Now next and the last category of drug is drugs intervening with RAS. So I have explained you that angiotensinogen, which is produced in the lungs, it is converted to angiotensin 1 by virtue of renin. ACE enzyme is responsible for converting it to angiotensin 1, and angiotensin 1 binds to the receptor causing vasoconstriction. So all the drugs systematically block these particular enzymes and receptors respectively, and then the problem of BP is circumvented. Fine. Major side effect that is associated with ACE inhibitors, it is firstly teratogenic. Firstly it is teratogenic and it causes dry cough. Renin inhibitors like eliskerin, at high doses it causes diarrhea. At very high doses rather, it causes diarrhea. So I presume I have explained all the topics pertaining to this particular hypertensive agents. Thank you so much for watching.